So back in 2005, I was watching Oprah like I did every afternoon with my cup of tea and my cookie, and there was Nate Berkus. He was doing a makeover of Jerry O'Connell's bachelor pad. I was about to start a renovation on a house in Miami, and I thought, I need Nate in my life. I found his office number online, and I called and asked if he did regular people's houses.
You weren't exactly a regular person, but okay.
I thought I was regular.
Okay.
I said, can you come to Miami? And I filled out a form on his website. And then the next thing I knew, we were looking at fabric swatches and shopping for vintage clothing. So fast forward, now Nate Berkus is one of the most recognizable names in design. He's all over TV. He's one of 8,100. He's designing his own collections. We actually have 2 of the living spaces sofas, and we're obsessed. And his better half is Jeremiah Brent, who we also love, and he has 2 wonderful children. So welcome to All on the Table, Nate Berkus.
Thank you. I'm excited to put it all on the table with you, my friend, for a million years.
I love so
that.
much.
Let's do it.
All right, so Nate, I want to talk to you about something really serious. This is really hard-hitting questions here.
Yeah.
And that's about our shared love of chicken fingers and Dairy Queen.
You were the very first person, which is weird because I'm 10 years older than you, but you were the very first person to say to me, your dream, like, afternoon or, like, early dinner was to go to each fast food restaurant and pick the favorite thing. Like, you were like, I would never eat fries from this place. I'd rather, these are the fries, this is where the burger comes from, these are the onion rings, this is the shake.
Doesn't that sound fabulous?
It's still, but I remember you and I were, like, sitting in the Hamptons, actually, talking about it, and I was like, is that a real thing? Like, you just drive to, like, 6 different fast food places and you just pick what you want?
Well, it came from some guys I went to high school with. They used to take $20 and do that.
And hit it, like Taco Bell, like whatever.
Yeah.
I think about that at least once a day.
Where was it? Was it in the Hamptons at Carvel, or was it in Miami at a Dairy Queen that we got? It must have been a Dairy Queen because it was a Peanut Buster Parfait.
Yeah,
right?
It was a Dairy Queen in Florida, I think.
And I just remember, like, taking yours and trying to stick my tongue into the container to get all of the chocolate sauce off.
What are you doing? Like, get away. Carvel was like a late night run, and I remember we were like, if we had a bad accident right now, because what were we doing out on the streets? Like, it was open till really late that night. But I remember, like, it was we were like laughing that we would just be like covered in soft serve if we got into a car accident.
Yeah, pretty much.
Still, by the way, all these years later, we would still be covered in soft serve.
You know, somebody drove their car into that car.
I did hear that.
Yeah.
And I'm so proud that it's not one of us.
Thank goodness that we weren't on a late night Carvel run and accidentally hitting the gas instead of the brake. No one was hurt, I should mention.
No, I mean, I literally, honestly, I'm narrowly escaping like Shannon Bedore from Real Housewives of OC.
I love a soft serve.
Best.
To me, that's
my kids love it
best.
too now.
Yeah, I mean, what could be better? Do you guys go to Budaberry in Montauk?
John's.
Oh, John's is so
It's
good.
perfect.
It
and they
really
do
is.
Dole Whip in the summer, only in the summer.
Oh.
Which I thought was only at Disneyland. And then when I found out that they had it at John's, like a half a mile from our house, I was like, okay, well, all bets are off at this point.
Did it make the Disneyland Dole Whip a little less special now
100%.
that you can get it somewhere else?
Absolutely. But isn't everything nostalgic just a little bit less special now because you can get it online, you can get it delivered, it comes on dry ice, like, you know, everything from Zingerman's Bagels in Ann Arbor, Michigan to, you know, anything. My friend Esty Stanley sent us banana bread the other day and it arrived via FedEx and it was like delicious, but she has this place at the Grove in LA. So, I mean, it's just like we all have access to everything. It's kind of not the same thing.
You're right. It's not quite the same.
No.
Even when I go through and get my Taco Bell, I feel like it's not quite as good as when I was a kid.
No. The cheese Cholito. It's not even on the menu anymore.
Oh my gosh.
It's so great.
You have, I think they only did it in test markets, Fiesta size tacos.
Oh my God.
And they were 29 cents.
Yes.
They
29 cents, by the way.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, a taco used to be 59 cents and 69 cents.
Right.
It was, I think, 69 for the soft taco. I think that basically my podcast, somehow Taco Bell gets mentioned in every single one. I want to be sponsored by Taco Bell.
I don't find that surprising. I think it's actually embarrassing for Taco Bell that it doesn't say, like, that you're not reading right now, Hi, I'm Katie
Right.
Lee, and this is On the Table, brought to you by Taco Bell.
I know. Taco Bell, if you're listening, I want to be sponsored. by
Exactly.
you. Yeah, they're like, why do we need to sponsor? We
Right.
get free advertising.
It's also a little bit of a reach for me, and I have done work for Dairy Queen because just like
You
Warren
have.
Buffett bought Dairy Queen because he liked it, Dairy Queen came to me and I've like hosted parties for Dairy Queen for new Blizzard flavors in New York City, but I am
Why
also
didn't you
not
invite
done
me?
with that career. I actually think I did invite you.
Oh no, I definitely would have come to that. I would have moved mountains to get to the Dairy Queen party.
Exactly.
A new Blizzard
Cancel
flavor.
the birth of Iris.
Come on.
Yeah, exactly. Like, this is gonna be great.
I would have been there come hell or high water. I would have been getting to the Dairy Queen party. I mean, that's
Totally.
like the ultimate brand partnership.
It is.
This is what I love about you though, Nate. You can be high-low. You
Oh,
know?
totally.
And
I always have
remember
been.
when we first started working together, we worked together first and then became friends because I wanted to be your friend. I know that at the beginning it was like you were very professional.
Yeah, it was a
like,
little dodgy.
I was like, I'm cracking
Yeah,
this.
you did.
I want to be his friend. That's basically when I watched you on Oprah doing the Bachelor pad. I was like, I gotta hire this guy so that
we're gonna be
friends.
friends.
Yeah, exactly. I knew it before.
Well, I had
you
a
did.
thing then that it was weird for me. I know a lot of designers like become really good friends with their clients, and they go on their airplanes and they like hang out and they go to vacations and all of that. And I had like a real insecurity around that because I, at the time, I'm like a Midwest boy raised in Minnesota. I had a different value system. So like for me, even though you were young and fun and hilarious and we had a great time together, I always felt like there not just with you, but with every client, like I had to have a boundary until the project was done. And then once it was done, if there was a friendship to be had, of course I would pursue it. But you and actually my clients from Tampa, Florida are the only two people who ever really broke that in a way that, I didn't expect. Like I was like, okay, great.
But I respect that about you because I think it was like a way of being really professional.
Trying.
Yeah.
Until you were like
But
trying
I was, like,
on
throwing
dresses.
out the window.
Yeah, and I was like sitting on the floor of the
We're
fitting
going to see
room.
Madeline.
Exactly.
Is that
I was like,
place
you didn't
still
wear
in
a bra.
business?
No, something weird happened with her.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know what it was. We're talking about a vintage store called C. Madeline, who is in downtown Miami, not South Beach. It was like way down Biscayne Boulevard.
It was so good.
But it was so good, and it was like it was like a warehouse.
Yeah, it was
and
nothing like it.
No, nothing like it. But my friends who still live in Miami said it's been gone for a while.
Oh, that's too bad.
I
Not
know.
that I could fit into anything there.
That's
anymore.
not even true. You totally could.
I am still holding on to that red Chanel.
I
dress
remember
we got
that.
there. It will never ever go over my thigh again, but maybe Iris will wear it someday.
Oh my God.
But I remember back then you telling me that your house needed to be like your closet. You needed to have a little Gap and a little Gucci.
Yeah.
And I think that way like in my cooking as well. Like
You do.
I want some like high and low.
Yeah.
And like I think that's such good advice when it comes to design. It's
Well, I
like
think-
know where to spend your money.
Yeah, because you know what? I've always felt that it's like the same philosophy as a woman walking down the street in head to toe Chanel or head to toe anything really. I find it really uninteresting. Even if it's like the coolest designer of the moment, Loewe or whoever, like is like Celine, like but if you have that on head to toe, there's such a lack of imagination, there's such a lack of creativity, and you just look rich. So I find that to be really boring, and I always have. And I come from the auction house world where, I would disassemble and sell at auction these huge estates that people collected over time. And the people with great taste had some things from China and had a souvenir from Japan and had some brown English furniture and had some French lighting. And so I think the way that I approach interiors almost 30 years later, which is so scary for me to say out loud, is the same way. Like, I don't want to be bored by a room. I don't like a room that dates itself. And I think if you buy certain things well, you don't need to spend $1 billion on a rug that when you have a daughter who's obsessed with everything and Legos and popsicles and blah 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 whatever. So I find the high-low in design super interesting. What has changed for me is that the high is really high, and the low I have to be really careful with now because there's so much low on the market.
It's true. Yeah, like I will go on a website and I get overwhelmed.
Completely.
Like there's just so much product now, and it didn't used to feel that way.
Because it wasn't that way.
Yeah, we didn't have access to all
No.
of those, and now it's like you can go find the product that you really like, the expensive one, and just type in blah 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 dupe.
Yeah.
And a million options
Absolutely.
show up. So how do you know what you can kind of cheap out on?
So I think what's smart to cheap out on are things that are really going to take a beating. 80% of what I use in all my interiors, you know this because I've done 75 homes with you, but 80% of it is vintage or antique. And what I like about using vintage or antique, whether it's expensive or not, whether it's from the local antiques mall or it's from, the top auction website in the world, is that it already has a patination, so you can't wreck it. Your kids can't wreck it. It's already got dings. It's already got a chip. The wood is already a little weird because it's 200 years old. So if it's a farm table that you're using as a kitchen table, or if it's a crusty mirror that's missing a couple little things, fine. That's how you bought it. But if you continue to wreck it, okay, it'll be totally fine. But what I don't like spending a ton of money on, especially for people with young families, are items that just get a ton of wear. Does your entry bench, where your kid's pulling on their boots and then dropping their tennis rackets or whatever it is, does that need to be a fine antique? Probably not. Rugs are a great place to save money. If you're renting, do you really want to invest in built-in millwork? No, buy components that you can break apart, and when you finally move, maybe those go in a guest room or in the basement instead of custom shelving. I like anything natural, meaning whether it's accessories, a woven basket is a woven basket. It may not be early Navajo or Native American, and that's fine, but those are all places. Clear glassware, white dishes.
Right, good place to save.
A great place to save.
Yeah,
all of
I
that.
think we've been really conscious with the furniture. The last project we did together, our home here in New York City, of having some less expensive pieces because we know in the next 5 years probably our stuff's going to get pretty destroyed.
Yeah, and you're not going to want it anymore.
Yeah, and so it wasn't a good place to invest a lot of money in.
Yeah.
But the options are so good now.
They are really good now.
I'm so obsessed with our living spaces,
Thank
sofas.
you.
Oh
Thank
my
you.
gosh, they are so good, Nate.
They're a
And
family-owned company.
now-
They're the nicest.
We now have had 3 of them.
I know.
We had one in our last apartment.
Yep.
And the people who bought our apartment bought the sofa because they liked it so much. And then we have
I wish it was
2
here in
now.
New York. It's only online.
They're so comfortable.
Yeah, they
and
are.
everybody who comes over always comments on our sofa.
Isn't that funny?
And I'm like, it's Nate and Jeremiah for living spaces.
Should I put an iPad in your living room with the sofa always
Yes,
up and just
yes.
add to cart? I think I should do that.
Well, the good thing about ours, it has this ledge on it where you can I can sit my cup of coffee, or I can sit something I'm kind of snacking on, or if we're entertaining, people can kind of
Yeah, it's
lean
got a
up
wide
against it.
back,
Yeah,
a back
it's really good.
behind the back
It's
seat
really
cushion.
good.
Yeah.
I was just looking the other day at the project that you did that's in Boston Commons magazine. That is gorgeous.
Thank you. That was so much fun. I can't even tell you. Historic home in Cambridge, Massachusetts. The architecture team was local. The contractor was obviously local to Boston. It was really, really a beautiful, beautiful project. And that was also a really good example of high-low. English sofa investment, but will be recovered probably 20 times within their lifetime.
How do you not get overwhelmed when you're doing a project like this? There's so many options. How do you narrow it down? There's so many ways that you could go with that project. How do you
You know what
focus?
we do now, actually, and I think this is a good exercise for people whether they hire a designer or not, but the first thing we do with a client now is we create this visual presentation, all this imagery. The first one is general residence, that shows all these sort of architectural details and direction and millwork and stone and all these sort of finishes and door profiles and all of that. And then we break down the imagery in the subsequent pages by entry, living room, dining room, main bath, kitchen, and we sit with the client sometimes for hours, and we go through each image and we're like, what are you responding to? And I just had a presentation in the office yesterday for a really cute couple that we're working with on 13th Street in Greenwich Village. And we walked through every image, and there were things that they didn't like. But what they did like, then that brought us to other ideas. And by the end of that 2 hours together, I could tell you, I could paint if I could paint, which I can't. Same, like if I could make a loaf of bread also, which I can't. But I could paint the room. I could tell you exactly what the entire project is going to look like from that 2 hour meeting. And that inspiration meeting then becomes like the Bible of the look and feel of the whole residence. And now my team and I will start pulling materials, pulling furniture, pulling textiles, all of that stuff. And the truth is that when you've been doing this as long as I have, there's like a run rate, like a success rate when you present to a client. And my goal is always to have like an 80% success rate. Like, am I putting things in front of you that you're gonna wanna live with? And I almost feel like that's where my sociology background comes in, because I have to take all the cues from the spoken cues, the unspoken cues, what someone's haircut looks like, what earrings they chose to wear to the meeting, like all of that, how they live, what they've shared, and kind of draw up and imagine and conjure up a home that will rise up to greet them every day.
It's really intuitive for you.
It's so intuitive.
Yeah,
it's so
like,
intuitive.
I noticed with you, like I remember once, speaking of being overwhelmed, years ago, I was trying to pick a paint color, and like I had that wheel of paint colors, and I was up till like 3 a.m. looking at paint colors, and I went over to your apartment, and you were like, these 3 paint colors, bye.
Yeah.
And it was like just so fast. And like when you hang a picture on the wall, we're like measuring, trying to get it, and you just put a nail in and put it up.
I'm
like
awful
it's just
with
part
that.
of you.
There's lots of holes behind every photo in my home though. Yeah, no, it is though, and it's part of me, and it's really what I love, and I really love like seeing spaces come together. I really love the potential of every project, which is why TV makeovers have worked for me for so many years, as well as like private clients. Like, to me, it doesn't matter. It's like I want to mine for the story. I want to know who I'm working for, and I'm always working for someone, and I feel good about that. And then I want to like use everything I know and everything I've seen to surprise them with what they're going to have. It's a little bit design is like part alchemy, part magic, part chemistry, part sociology, part romance, and intuition.
My grandma used to say about cooking that you either have the touch or you don't.
I 100% believe that.
You have the touch when it comes to design.
And
it's
not
like,
when it comes to cooking.
well, you know, as somebody who doesn't cook, you have to design kitchens.
Yeah.
And you do a really good job of balancing functionality and making it aesthetically pleasing. How do you find that?
Well, I learned actually a lot from working with you on all these homes, because I remember you saying to me, no, like I'm going to set this up on the island, I need another 2 feet or whatever, or I need a secondary sink here, or I need my primary sink to be this because the pots are this big. So, you know, I listen really carefully to whoever I'm working with, and I, you know, you being you and in the food space for as many years as you have, and as many kitchens as we've done together, like so many, my God, some really great ones, my God. Practicality is paramount. Storage I'm obsessed with wearability, I'm obsessed with flow, I'm obsessed with sight lines when you turn a corner or look down a hallway. What does your eye land on when you enter a room? How do those pieces, how does the composition of the furniture and the location of the sofa versus the television or the fireplace, like how does that all make someone's life better? And so it would be ridiculous for me to like try and design a kitchen that didn't function when I know that the people who live in that space need it to function. Like, it wouldn't even occur to me to be like, oh yeah, who cares? This material is going to be terrible, but it's really pretty. Like, that's just never been my philosophy.
You add these little details, like in our kitchen right now, when we did the marble countertops, you recommended the little bevel. What's that called?
OG. It's like I'm obsessed with details, because I feel like that's what you get when you hire somebody who's been doing this for a million years. You know, a novice decorator or designer is going to help you pick out your marble and then and be like, yeah, okay, let's just do a straight edge or what's called an eased edge, which is slightly softer. But like, as you're in this business for years, you realize that to create moments of like beautiful character and personality in the space, the edge of a countertop actually matters. The edge of a backsplash actually is something that's really important. Those are the details that I obsess
it's
about.
Like, that's where to spend the money, is to have that little detail. Like,
and it's actually not that much more money, because the machine either makes the edge of your countertop into a shape or it makes it flat, but it has to be cut.
That's
it has
a really
to be
good
cut.
Tip then. That's like
they're running a
place to do
machine
it.
on it. What shape do they set the machine to?
Now, what's it called again? So
OG.
OG.
It's an OGEE, and
Okay.
people can look it up online.
OG. Okay, that's a really
you can
good
do a
one.
double OG.
And then you did in our last apartment, which I sadly sold during COVID, and I can't, like, I'm not over it. I need to go to therapy that we sold that. The counter where the stools were, you put that toe kick along the bottom. Is that what it's called, a toe kick?
Yeah.
I mean, that was the thing that everybody commented on when they came in that kitchen. And it made you feel like you were like saddling up to the counter in a restaurant.
Yeah, or bar, like, it was that. But again, it's like, those are like the kind of moments. I remember that kitchen, and we had these beautiful vintage brass brackets and these little stone shelves, and they were like just for olive oil or salt or what you were reaching for. They were mounted on the stone flanking the oven. But, you know, those are the kinds of details that, like, when a good designer is looking at the plans with an architect or with the client, those are the things that you are paying for. Those are the ideas you're paying for. Whether they feel revolutionary to you as it's happening, or, like you said, 6 months later after you're living there, you're like, oh my God, what a great, I just set my foot down on this thing and it's at the right height.
Little thing.
Yeah. Those are the things.
So what did you think about when the Berkus Brent kitchen? What was that like designing?
Well, he designed that kitchen. You know,
he cooks.
Yeah, he does cook. He cooks and he bakes. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's very good. I remember going to your house and he made this beef stir fry that was delicious.
He's really, really good. When he doesn't have a ton of time to cook anymore. He's like filming Queer Eye and, like, you know, doing everything. His career is crazy. But when he does cook, he's actually like, it's like kind of like my favorite food. He's really good at it. And it calms him down. Like making a batch of chocolate chip cookies on a Sunday afternoon with the kids sitting on the countertop and begging for dough. That's like his happiest
what's
place.
better than that?
Nothing.
It's
Literally
so
nothing.
fun watching your kids in the kitchen.
It's so cute.
What's mealtime like at your house?
Mealtime is interesting because before we had kids, we were like, we're gonna sit down to dinner every night with our children, and it's gonna be this thing, and there's gonna be linen napkins, which there still are. But, you know, we're going to have dinner, the four of us. And the truth is that I don't want to eat at 5 o'clock, and neither does he. It's literally like the middle of the day for me. So what we do is the children have dinner around 5 or 5:30, and we sit with them. And we'll usually either have a glass of wine or water, or I'm into these new drinks called Little Saints. They're like, I think they're mushroom, but they're delicious.
Oh, cool. I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, they're great. So we'll sit with them and do that, and then as soon as their table is cleared, we'll like play Uno or do something really fun, like the four of us at the table, and then he and I will eat together later.
Yeah, it's hard with the early meal times. I find that, like, I mean, usually I'm ready to eat at any time.
Yeah, same.
And even if we're planning, like the other night we were going out to dinner, and I made Iris a taco bar night, and 5 o'clock, and we're planning to go out 7:30 after she's asleep. The babysitter will be there. Ryan ate 4 tacos, and that was before we were going to our dinner. So
but Ryan is genetic. Something's weird
upsetting.
with him. I don't like it. If he were so nice, I would hate Ryan. Like, it's just like Ryan eats everything.
We'll go on a trip and we'll come back and he'll be like, I lost 10 pounds on our trip. He's a bottomless pit. It's not okay.
He is.
Yeah, I'm not over it. But we end up, if we try to eat at a later time from Iris, then we end up eating 2 meals.
2 meals.
Yeah.
Me too.
And then if I just eat dinner at 5 o'clock with her, at around 8 o'clock when we're watching TV,
Yeah.
I eat enough snacks
Yeah.
to make up for it.
1,000%.
thing.
Me too.
Yeah.
I'm like up and down our stairs, like maybe I'll have a
A
peach.
little hint
Maybe
of
I'll have.
chocolate.
Yeah, exactly.
A peach.
Yeah.
That would be good if I was having a peach.
No, I
instead.
do. I mean, I really don't eat that badly anymore. I'm 52. Like, I work out every morning, so I really am trying to keep
You're
it
really good
together.
about it.
Yeah, but if I'm driving past a Dairy Queen, I will definitely, because there's not one in New York City. It's so annoying.
Oh, did the one on 14th Street close?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I made Jeremiah wait in line the day it opened. We waited 2 hours for an ice
Stop
cream
it.
cone because the line was down the block and now it's gone.
Oh, how sad.
Yeah.
That's
It's
a
a
real
Five
loss
Guys.
for New York City.
It is.
We need more soft serve in
We
our
do.
lives. Anyone out there listening?
Let's do it.
We need to Taco Bell and Dairy Queen. Oh my God. All right, so I want to ask you some food questions here. Tell me about your ideal day of eating. It's New York City. You can eat whatever you want. Calories don't count. What would your ideal day be?
Oh my God, so easy. Diner breakfast,
What are you ordering?
waffles, crispy, sausage, which I dip in the syrup, and really, really burnt hash browns.
Are you putting ketchup on them?
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. So that's breakfast, without a doubt.
Coffee?
And- yeah. Black coffee. Then, because calories don't count, there would be a sausage, egg, and cheese bagel, on a toasted everything bagel on my way home.
Do you have a favorite bagel spot?
I like Bob's on University a
I
lot.
haven't been there.
It's really good.
Okay.
It's super old school, but I think they do a great job, and the kids have that every weekend. They love it. And then lunch would be, randomly, I'm not a big lunch person. I have to eat something, but it's usually kind of an afterthought, some weird salad. So I'm not going to say that on a day that calories don't count. But it's not that exciting to me.
Mm.
And I also feel really weird sitting down to a burger and fries in the middle of the day. That doesn't
because
feel
then
right.
the day's kind of over.
Yeah, it is totally over. It's you have to go on Ozempic and go to bed. but so lunch, I'm gonna bow out of that because whatever, it doesn't matter to me. But dinner would for sure be dim sum.
Oh, okay.
Piles and piles and piles of dim sum.
What's your spot?
I like Joe's Shanghai a lot, even though it's not technically just dim sum, it's everything.
Have you been to the new Din Tai Fung in Times
Not yet,
Square?
but my brother got married in Taipei, and we went to the original
Oh,
Din Tai Fung
wow.
with his. That was where he did the party before.
Oh my gosh,
Isn't
what a
that
great
genius?
party!
It was the best.
Wow, is his wife from there?
Yeah, his wife is from
Oh,
Taipei.
so cool.
Yeah,
Was Din Tai Fung in Taipei different than Din Tai Fung in LA?
no, not at all.
Just the same.
It just was closer to where we were because the Din Tai Fung in LA is so far. It's Manhattan Beach
There's
or
one
somewhere.
in Century City now. at
Oh,
the
I
mall.
didn't realize that.
Yeah, there's one at the mall.
Oh, I didn't know
We go
that.
whenever we go
next
to
to
LA.
Javier's.
Yeah,
I
I
didn't know
probably
that.
will end up going to Din Tai Fung in LA more than I'd go in New York
Yeah.
because I'm not going
It's
to Times Square.
Midtown. Yeah, exactly.
Although I can get on the one train and be right there.
That's so
we
true.
keep trying to get a reservation. There's none. I have DM'd them multiple times. Can I please have a
Right. Can I
reservation?
come in?
Bumping this to the top of your inbox. I haven't heard from anyone.
No way.
Yeah, I've got to go. I love Din Tai
I know
Fung.
I do too. It's delicious.
I'm just gonna have to go and wait in line.
That place is delicious.
Delicious.
So it'd be that or a burger and fries for dinner.
Do you have a favorite burger?
I haven't tried that. What is it? Americana or what's the
Hamburger America.
Hamburger America? I'm dying to try
dying
that.
to go too. Of course,
Um,
Ryan has been and eaten multiple burgers.
Rude.
but-
With his brother when his brother comes in town on their food
They
tours.
eat everything all
And he
day.
posts about it. It's so annoying. It's so annoying. But I haven't tried that, but I'm desperate to try that. I like Cafe Cluny.
Uh-huh,
Their
they're
burger
very
I
good.
think is great. And I like Fort Charles.
Oh, I haven't been there. Can't get a reservation
No
there either.
way. Come on, Fort Charles. They're from
Yeah.
Chicago, those
Okay,
guys.
maybe we can go together. Maybe you can hook me up.
Absolutely. That would be so. It's
So good.
delicious.
I would love to go. All right, what is your breakfast on most days?
It's a smoothie from the gym that we both go to, S10. Ruby's.
What kind of smoothie do you get?
I get the low carb cocoa.
Oh.
Yeah.
Fancy.
They use Thorne supplements there, which are the best, cleanest supplements. So that's what protein goes in it. So it's probably 4,700 calories, but I feel like I'm doing something right.
I think you're starting the day off a good way.
Yeah, I mean,
your workout,
fine.
You're getting your smoothie.
Yeah, exactly.
What's your earliest food memory?
Oh, wow. Okay, so my earliest food memory was that when I was growing up, my mom sort of worked and didn't really pay attention to what we were eating. Most of it was like frozen because it was like the 70s. But my earliest food memory was in elementary school, and a girl named Jenny Gowdy in my class would always have this like dessert in her lunch bag. And one day she opened her lunch bag next to me, and in her lunch bag were graham crackers with vanilla frosting in the middle in like a plastic bag, like a sandwich bag. And I asked her if I could try it because it looked so amazing, and she was like, yeah, and she like broke off this tiny piece, and I put it in my mouth, and I was like, here's the thing, like, what do I have that you might want? Do you want my bike? Do you want my brother? Like, what can I give you, because I have to have that? And then I went home and said to my mom, we need to buy Betty Crocker vanilla frosting and graham crackers, and you need to make, like, I'll do it, but like, you make like a sandwich out of it, and it's like the most amazing thing in the world. And my mom was like, that is disgusting. You are not having that like in your lunch. Like, that is absolutely like not. And so I rode my bike to the grocery store, and I bought it, and I hid it under my bed, and guess what? That frosting lasts a really long time.
That is the cutest thing ever.
That was my
Jenny
earliest.
Gowdy is now.
I don't know, but maybe she's listening to this. How weird would that be if I heard from her on Instagram?
She sends you some graham crackers.
Can you
and
imagine?
Betty Crocker frosting.
Yeah. How crazy is that?
You gotta try it now. I wonder what. Speaking of like nostalgic things, we have as kids.
I know, but like I've tried like all that like prepared cakes and all that stuff that I used to love as a kid. It's all gross to me now.
It's not the same, is
but
it?
that I think that would last.
Maybe just.
I still love a
maybe.
homemade cake with like pre-made frosting. I'm into that.
Oh, see, I can't do the pre-made.
You
frosting.
can't?
No, and I just.
You don't
can't
like
do
that
it.
you sort of taste like you're dying?
No.
I do.
Like, I don't like a grocery store cake.
Oh, it's my favorite.
I know, Ryan loves it.
Oh my God.
I think it like tastes like shortening or something.
It does. It tastes like lard. It's so delicious.
No.
It's like grainy.
I want like a real buttercream frosting.
Oh, no
If
way.
I'm gonna
I wouldn't
have
even
it-
break stride for a buttercream frosting.
Oh, come on.
No, the crap, can I say shittier? Like, the
Yeah.
shittier the frosting, the better to me.
No, thank you.
Costco, yes.
Oh,
Like,
no, it's gotta
fancy
be.
bakery, yuck.
No, it doesn't have to be fancy, but it has to be real butter.
No, I don't care.
All right. So
Yeah.
I know most people agree with you. All right. What is the food you could eat every day?
Chinese or Thai,
Oh, we love Chinese food.
easily. Love.
So good. And for my last question, what's your dream renovation location?
Portugal, because we have a farm there and we're working on an amazing place just for us, for our family. And it's been so interesting. We've done certain smaller projects, but like the big project is going to start in a month or so. We actually pitched a TV show about it to like have people follow us and whatever. TBD if anyone thinks that's interesting, but
I think it is.
I like the idea.
You
But
guys renovating in Portugal?
on a farm,
Come
me.
on.
By the way, in like hunter boots
Is
and
this
like
like Green Acres,
it is.
Portugal?
No, it's like what was that show with Paris Hilton years ago?
Simple
and
Life.
yes,
See, I can see Jeremiah living on the farm more than I can see you living on the farm.
that's because that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's been really beautiful, and we've understood and tried to understand because we spent a lot of time in Portugal, but we've tried to understand like the local architecture and what materials, like all the marble is like cut out of the mountains like 20 minutes from where our farm is.
Wow.
And so we've been to like the quarry and like seen like the slabs, and like that's how you pick your kitchen countertops, by like standing on the base of this huge mountain with these machines, and they're like, is there enough veining in this for you? Well, turn around, like look at this section and the veining, and it's so interesting. And there's, of course, because it's Europe, a gazillion antiques, a gazillion flea markets. There's like a fair in the town near us, a flea market every Sunday. They have everything I love, like faucets and doors and all of those things.
All this
So
stuff.
it's really cool.
How amazing, though, that your dream renovation location is where you're going to be with your family.
I know.
Creating your home.
I know. It's really, really, really cool.
I can't wait to see what you guys do with it. Everything you guys touch, it's like magic.
Oh, thank you.
and
Mainly me.
I know. It's going to be amazing and beautiful. I love you, Nate. Thanks
I
for
love you.
coming.
Thank you for having me.